The old-fashioned guys say, oh, you gotta use a file because it's the best. Oh, way better. Now it's cat claw sharp. Today on In the Wood Yard, I got a dull chainsaw and we're gonna use this to sharpen it. Here we go. So this chainsaw needs sharpening, this chainsaw needs sharpening, this chainsaw needs sharpening, this little bitty guy here needs sharpening. So I'm going to sharpen some saws because I got some time right now and I haven't sharpened saws in a while. And some guys have been asking me about the new vise we've got for holding the chainsaws in when you're sharpening, and I'm going to show you how it works. I changed it up just a little bit, probably since the last time you saw it. I got the board a little different now, and I'm going to show you kind of what you get when you buy one. So we sold all of them that we had. I'll set this down here. We sold all of them that we had except for just the one that I have here, and then this one that I took out of this package. So this is what it looks like. It is a vise that you mount on a board. There's 2 holes for putting screws in. It's machined aluminum. It's got my logo on it, and it's got this wing nut for tightening here. And there's a helicoil on the inside, and then you also get your mounting screws that go in so you can mount it on a board. And probably the best part of all is you get a free sticker with it. So yeah, it just mounts on. It's got plenty of room for the chain to move through here, and I'll show you how it works. So like I said, we made 50 of these. We sold all of them between the Paul Bunyan show and people that ordered them right away. We sold all of them. We're making another batch. So all you guys that have said that you want one, you sent me an email. You're on the list. There's about 30 people on the list already. As soon as I get to 50, which after this video, I'm sure it will, we're going to make another batch. We'll make them in batches of 50. And if you want to buy one, it's the first batch we did, we sold them for 70 bucks a piece because we sold them and handed them out to people. We had no shipping involved or anything, and we really didn't know what to charge for them. But we found with all the stuff we had to put into them, a lot of these additional parts we had to get cost more than we thought they were going to, because we're not buying in super big bulk. So the price is going to be $80, and whatever shipping is going to be to get it there, we're going to figure like an average. It might be $10, $15, I don't know, something like that. So there it is. It's a really nice machined aluminum piece, as you can see. So I'll show you how it works. We'll put this back in the bag so I don't damage it, because this one is already sold. The guy is coming to get it today. That's why I wanted to do this video, because this one will be gone. It's coming from Minnesota. And yeah, so this is yours. He knows who he is. So there it is. We're going to put this one right back over here so I don't damage it at all. So the way this thing works is you just put your chainsaw in a little vise. I got this little bitty one in here right now. You just clamp it on and then you can sharpen your chain. So the board, you can put on whatever you want for a board. You can go as long as you want or short as you want. I put these extra stabilizers on here because I wanted it to sit really nice and solid and get it up a little bit. So it just screws right on like that. And you put your sticker wherever you want. This is where I put it. And you just clamp it in and you can sharpen away. Now, the reason I have this little bitty one in here is it's extremely dull because I did a lot of cutting with it. I'm going to show you something about the bits that I use. Now, normally I would use a brand new bit to start with for sharpening, which are the Oregon 7/32. So you get a 3-pack. You can get them for like $6, $7, something like that. But I save my old ones. This is one that's wore way down. And the reason I save them, I use these for grinding on other things if I got something to grind off. But this little bitty, itty bitty, teeny weeny chain here, you can see how small that is perfect for me to fit this little part in here to grind on. So as these wear down, I can use these old ones because they're smaller than even the 5/32, these little bitty chains. So I've been saving these. So I got one back here, this Olamo, and this is also Olamo here. So I'm gonna sharpen these up right now. You're gonna see it. So first of all, I do wear ear protection because the Dremel is a little loud, and I always wear cut-proof gloves or gloves of leather gloves. So because I handle the chain so much, I've been cut a lot, and definitely wear safety glasses because I've had stones break apart and go flying, and you don't want to get shot in the eye with a chunk of flying stuff. Now I have the OPS charger over here, the battery pack. I'm going to be using that to power this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is going to mark a tooth so I know where I start. Some guys do, some don't. I like to do it because it just lets me know. Here we go. We're going to sharpen this little bugger up. Oh, that's a tiny little tooth. There we go. That one's sharp. Let me just check it here. And I put this on upside down just so you guys know. Yeah, that's definitely sharp. Way better. Much more better. There we go. So that one's done. Now we're going to put in this other Olamo, the one I just got not too long ago, but I noticed it could be sharpened too because it was not super sharp when it was brand new. We'll mount this up just a little higher here. Take the brake off, mark a tooth. All sharp. Let's check this one out. Oh, way better. Now it's cat claw sharp. Now, one thing I can tell you that's really different, this chain is much softer steel than the Husqvarna chainsaws or the Oregon chains that I've sharpened. This stuff I could tell as soon as I touched it, it sharpened fast. I mean, it's not as hard as steel, no question about it. I could just feel it right away. And for those of you that have sharpened some of this kind of stuff, you probably know that it's softer. So it sharpens fast, but it dulls fast too also. So take this out. So that one's done. Put the brake back on. And I'll put the scabbard back on. I like to put the scabbard on right away after I sharpen. So there's that, and I'm leaving the batteries off because they need to be charged. So both of these are done. Now I'm going to sharpen. I got a saw back over here behind the camera I'm going to grab. This is Gavin's chainsaw. It's a little 435 Husqvarna, and it needs to be sharpened. Let's raise this up just a smidge here. So it's not terrible, but it's not razor sharp either, I can tell. The way I always check is if my finger just digs right in right away. It's not terrible. I can see the top plate's fairly straight, that the tops of the teeth, the points are still there, but it's just not cat claw sharp. So we're going to sharpen her up right now. So again, I mark a tooth. Just use a Sharpie. You can use a grease pencil, whatever you want, but that's what I use. And this now requires a better bit because this one's all wore down. So I'm going to put a brand new one on here. There we go. So I'm just going to use the 7/32 Oregon bit. Like I said, you get 3 in a pack. I'll show you the difference between a used one and a new one. You can see the difference there. It's pretty substantial, but these ones work good for other things, for sharpening. I've sharpened edges on all kinds of different blades of things that I've had, little shears and things like that. But this is what you need for this chain, the 7/32. And there also is 5/32 chain too, so just depending on what you need. There we go. This looks like, I don't know, 16 or 18-inch bar. I don't know what it is. It's a little guy. We're going to sharpen it. So we're going to start back here with this tooth right here. These rakers need to come down too, it looks like. Done. There we go. So she's all done. Now I'm going to take the rakers down because they're pretty. They've never been touched, I can tell. So I'm just going to do a stroke on each one. And I go every other one because I'm doing the far side because it's much easier for pushing because it'll shatter otherwise. This file doesn't work very good going the other way, so I'm just going to hit them each one. So I try to do them as even as possible. They could probably use 2 strokes, but they don't want to make it too aggressive for a little saw. Okay, now I'm going to go the other way, so we're going to turn this whole thing around here. Okay, so now we're going to go opposite one. So we're starting at the marked tooth. Oops, I didn't even catch anything. Boy, is that nice having the vise. It holds it so nice right over the top where you're working. So it does not move. I'm not really even pushing down much at all. It just doesn't move. There we go, all done. That's all there is to it. Looks like it needs to be tightened up. So we're gonna tighten up the chain. So next time we go to cut, it's ready to go. Now the best time to sharpen your chains is as soon as you're done using the saw. So the next time you need it, it's sharp. There we go, that feels pretty good. And as far as tightening the chain, I know there's about 100 opinions. And I know mine are, you got to get it so basically a nickel fits underneath there. And I've tightened up so many times, I just know that's about what that is. So loosen this up. There we go. Sharp chain. Another one. As my good friend DJ Khaled says, another one. Now we're going to sharpen the big boy. So we'll drop this in here. Okay. So we're going to tighten her in. I'm going to slide this whole board over. There we go. Tighten it in, just drop it in, tighten it. Try to make sure the brake is off. And I need my marker. This happens to be hiding. I don't need it, but I'm going to use it. Oh, this has actually got a, if you guys know this, you see it's got a off color, different color link there. That's where I'll start right there. So it's kind of nice when they do that because you know where to start. Now I can see the rakers on these are still good because I can see file marks on the rakers, which means they're good the way they are. So we're just going to touch this up quick. This is not super dull since the last time I used it, but I could use just a little. Yeah, it's not dull, bad at all. Just a little bit. I can feel it. It just gets smooth.
You know, another thing people ask me about all the time is what model of Dremel do I have? And I have about 5 different Dremels because I've bought a battery powered one that I've used when I go on location. I've got a smaller 8 volt. My brother Ken has a 12 volt, and that's actually a lot better if you can get the 12 volt one. Getting a spare battery is a big plus too, because if you're out in the field and you don't have a power pack, the 12 volt battery you can sharpen really well, and you got almost the same speed as you do with the plug-in variety. Now, the one I got in my hand there is just a real basic. I think it's called a 3000. But I also have one that's in the 4000 series. Actually, I think I have 2 of those. They're a little bigger, a little beefier. They have a better lock. They're a little longer. They have more control as far as your speed. But like I said, I just run them wide open. And I'm just touching the saw teeth really gently when I'm sharpening. The stone bits work just excellent. They are the best that I've used. I've tried diamond ones. I've tried some other ones. And these Oregon 7/32 stone bits work the best. They just work great, and the sparks coming off of there, it's because it's a stone bit and you're on steel. You get a little bit of smoke, it's sawdust that's burning off. They really don't get very warm. So, but it works just excellent, but goes really fast, as you can see, way faster than a file, and easier.
Now I'm going to give you a few tips on this because people ask me this all the time. First of all, wear gloves because these get really sharp really fast. I wear safety glasses because stuff does fly, and I wear cheaters. I got the +2s, whatever, and my eyes are good. I have really good close vision. I need glasses for driving, but my close vision is real good. But I can see way better with the magnifiers because I can come all the way down here. I can get that close and I can see it sharp as a tack, whereas most guys my age have to hold stuff out like 3 feet. But the cheaters help a lot because without them, it's like I got to back up to about here. So the cheaters, I can come right in here and I can see really good. So I wear the bifocals, which works great. When I run the Dremel, I run it wide open. Everybody asks all the time, you know, how fast? Wide open. And I'm not touching it hardly at all. I mean, I'm just kind of dancing it across there, just kind of sliding it real slow. I'm not pushing hard like you have to do with a file. A few sparks do come off, but the tooth doesn't even get hot. I've done this without gloves on, and you can put your hand right on it after sharpening it, and they're not hot. Everybody says, oh, you're taking the temper out. You're going to make that tooth soft. Well, I got one question for you. When they make the chains in the factory, do you think they're using a file to sharpen them? No, they're using a bit of some sort, a grinder, to sharpen them. That's what they do. There's no way they're hand filing it. And a lot of the purists and the old-fashioned guys say, oh, you got to use a file because it's the best. Well, I've done both. I can file. It's just as sharp with this, just as sharp, if you know what you're doing. It takes a little bit to figure it out, but it's way easier than learning how to file properly. Filing properly takes hundreds of times to get good at it. So there you go. The rakers don't need to come down. Not gonna touch them at all. Like I said, the vise works excellent for holding it in there. The nice thing about this, the reason why we came up with this, I wanted something I can sharpen. I think I'm yelling. Take these off. We wanted something we could sharpen with on the tailgate when we go on location, so you don't have to fight the saw on the tailgate and try to push down on it or find a corner. This thing, you can go wherever you want. You can do it on the ground if you want. This is nice on a workbench. I've taken this on my workbench. It works really good. So basically, again, you just back the this little wing screw out, and there you go. So the board that we have on here is a piece of hard maple that I got for free from my brother Ken, and you can see that it's just screwed in. I put some glue underneath there too, and this I think is just basswood here. I screwed into these. I cut these legs on here because I found just a flat board, if you're on an uneven surface like the tailgate, because it's not perfectly flat, it moved a little bit, and this stabilized it just excellent to put these feet, I'll call them feet, on there. And then there's the little vise. Works awesome. So, all right, so if you're interested, we're gonna run a batch probably real soon, probably in the next couple weeks, or sooner even. We might start the batch run. We're gonna make another 50 of them. We sold the first 50 already. They're $80 if you want them. You can contact me through going through my email. It's Chris in the Woodyard, all one word, Chris in the Woodyard, lowercase, at gmail.com. And I will put that on the screen. So if you're interested, let me know. If you've already emailed me, you're on the list. But if you want to be sure, that's fine. We can double check. But yeah, they work just excellent. The guys that I sold them to already, one guy called me there, he says, my gosh, he said it was so much easier than trying to balance the saw and everything. And one guy said he had a stump vise that he would try to find a stump to go sharpen the saw, and he says, where's this? It's right at the tailgate. And then one other guy said he had a vise mounted on his tailgate for working on when he was on location, but he still bought one of these because his vise, he said, he uses to hold other things. And this is nice because he can move it around different places and take it in his workshop. So there you go, sharpening with the In the Woodyard saw vise. That's it for today, folks. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Right now, you're going to poke buttons, and you're going to be back at 5:30. But if you got nothing better to do, which is the only thing I can think of, is maybe if you're going to be going like cutting wood, or if you're going to be going hunting or fishing or something like that, you might as well watch some more videos. There's 1,200 on my channel. Good night, Irene.